Recommendation 3 in the Teaching Strategies for Improving Algebra Knowledge in Middle and High School Students Practice Guide calls for teaching students how to intentionally choose from alternative strategies when solving problems. Learning multiple algebraic strategies and learning how to choose between them can help students develop their algebra skills beyond the memorization of a single approach. Helping students learn to approach algebra problems with flexibility, recognize when to apply specific strategies, and determine which strategies are more appropriate for particular tasks deepens both conceptual understanding and procedural flexibility. In order to choose between strategies, students must first learn to recognize and generate strategies for solving problems. Provide students with examples of solved problems that illustrate the use of multiple algebraic strategies. Display an algebraic problem with the conventional method and an alternative method side by side, and prompt students to describe and label each solution step to illustrate how the strategies differ. In this case, the conventional method, Devon strategy, would be to apply the distributive property first, a step students might identify and take as soon as they see a problem with parentheses. The alternative method, Elena's strategy, is to identify y plus 2 as a like term. Alternatively, teachers could provide an example of one solution strategy and ask students to generate alternatives by asking, can you solve this equation in a way that is different from Devon's? Or, is there another way to solve this problem? Describing their reasoning helps students understand the choices they make when selecting a strategy, so encourage students to articulate the reasoning behind their choice of strategy and the mathematical validity of their strategy when solving problems. Students could communicate their reasoning verbally or through written work, independently or in small groups. Ask students working in pairs or small groups to discuss their solution strategies and explain their mathematical reasoning for why a strategy works. To support student discussion, consider using prompts such as, what steps did you take to get your answer? Why did you take these steps? How do you know your answer is correct? Why did you pick this strategy? What are the advantages of this strategy compared to other possible approaches? To support students in discovering the relationships among similar and different problems and solutions, have students evaluate and compare different strategies for solving problems. Use solved problems showing two strategies side by side to enable students to see the number, type, and sequence of solution steps. This will allow them to compare solution strategies and consider the accuracy, efficiency, and applicability of various combinations of solution steps. Using the same problem as we used in strategy number 1 prompts students to compare the solution methods using small or large group discussion questions, such as, what similarities do you notice in the two solution strategies? What differences do you notice? Are both mathematically valid? Do they both get the correct answer? What are the advantages or disadvantages of Devon's strategy? What about Elena's? Which strategy do you prefer and why? When I implemented this recommendation in my classroom, I was worried about confusing or overwhelming my students by teaching them multiple strategies for solving a problem. They have a hard enough time learning one strategy. But I realized that although one student may grasp a particular strategy very well, another student may find that strategy confusing or unclear. Seeing alternative strategies provides students with more than one way to think about solutions to algebra problems, moving beyond rote memorization and towards a deeper conceptual understanding of the problem, the thought process required to solve the problem, and the reasons why particular strategies work. That's helpful for all students. Additionally, multiple strategies also don't need to be taught all at once. I found it helpful to introduce strategies one at a time and provide plenty of time for students to practice and get comfortable with each one before asking them to compare. I also used real classwork from past and current students as examples of different solution styles to demonstrate to students that these choices are theirs to make as mathematics scholars. For more information about this and the other practice guide recommendations, or to access classroom-ready resources, please refer to our Teaching Strategies for Improving Algebra Knowledge Toolkit.